Hey everybody, this is Jeff here at Fatboy Farms. Just came down to the garden, been away for a couple of weeks, and wanted to see how things were looking. So, a cold snap last week, and I don't know whether that's what's affected the tomatoes. And we got, looks like one spaghetti squash plant that's kind of died. But yeah, we got a lot of tomatoes we got to pick up, but the plants are looking pretty sad. So we do have some sunflowers that actually have come out, which is new for me because usually the deer eat them all. So we haven't really had any nice ones. Looks like Abby must have picked off most of the banana peppers, but there's still a few coming. So still got some more, but boy, these ones are hot in comparison to ones we had last year. So I don't know whether it's we're just letting them go too long or it's a different kind of plant. But the green peppers, I don't see any green peppers except for this one still on the plant. So they may be done. Maybe we're not going to get any more. Zucchini could be done. There's a couple of flowers still in here. Maybe a couple of small ones. So I don't know, that one's rotted. So, but maybe I get down here and clean up a little bit. Maybe it'll come. There's an acorn squash there. Like say, some butternut squash or some spaghetti squash over there. Some spaghetti squash here, still coming. We'll see. Watermelon. That one looks pretty decent. It didn't die, so. And we've got that one over there that didn't die. It didn't get much bigger from when I left, so maybe that's as big as it's going to get. And we got one more that came over here out of the two that were there. So, oh no, there's the other one over there. And we got one here. So if they're all good, well, we'll have 5 or 6. Got a few cherry tomatoes that have come. I'll have to get over there on that plant. That plant was the one that had a lot of them, but there's a couple there. So that's nice. Before we left on vacation, I did get down here and put in some beans and some peas. I don't see much evidence though of anything. That's been a couple of weeks, so I'm not sure. Oh, wait a minute, over here, these ones are coming at least. So we'll see. And it does look like, yeah, there are some peas coming. So we'll see, depending on the weather. If the weather holds off long enough, we might get some new beans and pea plants. So that's cool. Brussels sprouts, they're coming. I don't know if we'll have enough time though, because they're really small. But we'll see. Cabbage, I'm guessing, might be ready to pick some. Just checking out the raised bed. I planted some stuff a couple of weeks ago before we left on vacation. So I did plant some lettuce and some carrots, which have both started to grow some at least. So I guess if the weather holds, we'll see what happens if we get any. Not as much as I was hoping would start, but the Swiss chard, that definitely took off. It could very well be too big to do anything with. I've never grown Swiss chard before, so I don't really know how big you're supposed to let it get or even really what to do with it. So the beets, I do have one beet that looks like it's gonna be a pretty good size. There are a couple other smaller ones, so hopefully in time, if the weather holds, we'll get some more. But I don't notice that any new ones have sprouted from the seeds that I planted earlier. And of course the radishes over there, I would think should be ready to harvest by now, but I don't think any of them are big enough. And then these other ones that I planted a couple of weeks ago, they don't seem to be coming hardly at all. So I'm not really sure. I think it could be just from the bed being too dry. I stuck my finger down in and a couple of inches, and even though we had some pretty good rain yesterday. It still feels pretty bone dry for the most part. So I don't know. I've never done raised bed before, so I'm not sure what to expect, but I don't feel like I've had very good luck with this one for the most part. So if anybody has any suggestions, I'd be happy to hear them, of course, because next year I want to put in a couple more, but now I'm thinking maybe it's not going to be nearly as deep as this one. I might even take and cut this one in half, width-wise, or depth-wise rather, because it's a little bit taller, I guess. But yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks, as long as the weather holds, and see what happens. All right, talk to everybody later. Thanks for stopping.